class is initiated. Today we will be covering... Yes, we will be covering Leander from Hydropolis. So, but before we do that, class, here's some preemptive work involving martial methods.
But sir, I didn't do any revision.
We didn't get any homework.
Mr. Dwibbs.
Hey, count the small blessings where they are, Shiroi.
You say that, yeah, I say like that's a bad thing.
Yes,
Mr. Dwibbs, I distinctly recall telling you to call me Professor. I shall have to deduct 50 marks from you for this latest transgression.
Well, yesterday you were called Mister.
Pedro is turning into Millennia.
Okay then, Professor Pedro.
Professor Hino, actually, I shall have to deduct another 50 marks. I don't know where you got that.
Hey, you can't pretend
Oh god, he thinks he's possessed by Hino again.
I mean, with all the yokais going around, I'm really surprised.
No, I'm not.
Anyway, Professor
boom.
then.
But yeah, anyway, yeah, basically bang, bang, bomb, boom, 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 big bang, puns, whatever.
Bangerang!
What he said.
Since
Basically...
again, I haven't used the Higgledy martial method yet, I don't know actually the optimal way to expand it.
The martial methods, called Marfa's methods, interestingly, is all about, again, throwing magic balls at the enemies based on how powerful and numerous your Higgledy team is, basically. So basically, it's the ultimate way of using the Higgledies, especially if you have especially if you use the high Higgledy ones.
Oh no, I know that. I just didn't know the optimal way to, to expand it, with the skill tree.
Mm-hmm.
Personally, I prefer having the Higgledy Blade and the Higgledy Bludgeon as my attack commands, and then, of course, it's the Higgledy Bomb. It all boils down to just building up your Higgledy Bomb and throwing at the enemy, or your Spirit Bomb if you prefer. As for the other attacks, the other skills, it's mostly just for the sake of giving extra oomph to the actual attack skills that the Marfa's style has. Anyway.
Alright.
Right.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I think I was under the impression that I forgot to speak.
Yeah, first you needed to cast the spell on the object.
No, it's just a thing. I figured I still needed to give me the hint to where the key was, but I forgot that I already did that at the end of the previous part.
Here we are now, back under the sea.
But yeah, as he hinted at, the next key is somewhere near the cradle of Brentskimmer, the Kingmaker of Hydropolis.
Say, Evan, I've got a question.
What?
Are you sure the cape is a good idea, Matt?
It works out for me for the most part. Why?
Have I not told you, man, about the stories where people get their capes caught on stuff and they die?
Well, that's why my cape is detachable, like Batman's.
Just like, any cape should.
Yeah, like, why are they sewn into so many costumes?
Because
come to think of it, in that case, shouldn't Edna Mode be guilty of manslaughter?
Pixar is the crowning king of having unfortunate implication that it's better not to question about its words. So.
Oh, come on, Tail. Like,
you know what? That's what
Pixar is the only one that does it. Like, there's plenty of kings of that kind of
stuff.
stuff.
Well, to be fair, he didn't say Pixar were the only one. He said that they're practically like the masters or grandfathers.
The character that was being talked about is a Pixar character, so it's.
You know what, guys? That should be a subplot in Incredibles 3. Edna Mode on the run from the cops who are chasing her for manslaughter.
That would be funny.
No, thank you. I'm tired of Pixar sequels.
Yeah, anyway. A Pixar sequel can be good. It's just they have to clean up their act.
Oi, Evan! I'm getting some right old vibes over by you. Get materializing.
All right then. It will probably be one of Queen Nerea's memories if it's down here, won't it? Except I get the feeling that the player may have spoiled that it's Leander's instead.
Who says it's not both?
Yeah, who's to say it's not both?
Well, now, so it ain't always pictures, then.
Yeah, but still...
It can be anything, Lottie.
It's a little ring, so small I can barely fit it on my finger.
Okay, Evan. What you have to do is concentrate and throw the ring and then go through the portal. Oh.
Can I have the time, please?
Go to 5:30.
Looks like we found our key then, eh? Let's head Rabbitwood and open the next door.
Alright then, I'll throw it there.
I'm at 5:40.
Okay.
Okay.
To the midnight
I was
garden.
actually ahead, not behind.
Huh.
So you could have just paused, but whatever. Anyway.
It was too late by that
And,
point.
3, 2, 1, go.
Go on, Pedro.
All right.
You gonna read?
I just dropped.
Oh.
All right. An adorable little ring, but it has a certain cheapness, don't you think? Is it a toy, perhaps?
Hey
What are
man,
you to judge?
we spent £500 on that prop.
But it must still be important, mustn't it? To have been formed from the memories that gathered where we found it.
Whatever.
Probably. Indeed it must, my boy. Forgive me. I should take care not to speak lightly of such treasures.
Dang right, especially considering that we had to sojourn underneath the sea to get it.
Well, one man's trash is another man's treasure, I guess. I wonder
Well,
what manner of high Higgledy would lead us to. You'll have to go and find out.
Well, if it's about who I think it is, we might as well throw it in the bin.
Oh my.
Damn lofty. So cold.
Thank you.
Well, off you pop. That wasn't a compliment, Lofty. Time to take your next trip down the twists and turns of another memory lane.
You're welcome.
It's really no point trying to argue with him. He's a master of reverse psychology.
Yeah, anytime he's heard any insult you could probably tell him, he's probably heard like millions of times over the thousands of years that he's lived.
Mm-hmm. It's like Lofty was written specifically for you, but given where the latest key was found, there can be little doubt as to whose memories it was formed from.
Evan's uncle?
No, I don't think so,
Leander.
Lofty.
Hi.
There she is.
Ashira, please.
Leander.
Yes, that is my name.
Yeah. Leander, little.
So it was Queen
Sorry,
Nerea's ring.
Oh. Okay.
You gonna read, Pedro?
But Her Majesty's tastes do not run to trinkets. I would have whatever, yeah. Yeah, Pedro drops.
Oh. As serious as ever, I see. And how are your preparations for the wedding progressing?
Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold up. A wedding?
Wedding?
You!
Where the heck did this come from?
I'm sorry, wasn't Hydropolis under a no
Right.
wedding procedures law around that time?
Remember, Joe, but this is a past version of her.
But that's the thing!
We're watching old memories, remember?
That's the thing. That's exactly my point. Unless this happened sometime after, they allowed marriage again.
I am not entirely sure that this is the most appropriate. Well, Jova, that should be a hint that there's something weird about what we're assuming right now, right?
Oh, you cheap bastards! You hypocrites!
Go ahead.
I have decided on a pure white dress. Though
Calimede, I guess.
Alamede seems set on convincing me that red would be a better choice.
Wow.
Because
I
the
agree.
Gee, I wonder why.
I'll
Hey,
reserve any comment
so
for
Jova and
time.
Shiroi, you didn't like how Alamede put Tanya in a pink dress. What do you think of Alamede's idea of putting the queen in a red dress?
It's fitting. It's very fitting.
Well, actually, never mind. Jova is biased because this is his favorite color. Shiroi.
No,
Also,
no, 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 no,
I
no,
like
no.
that too,
No.
because white dresses really.
Boring.
Wow, a quote-unquote peaceful race turning out to be liars. Who knew?
Star Trek Resurrection.
Well, and a couple of Doctor Who species. Time Lords.
It's a common trope.
Yeah.
Your Majesty, I really think.
Honestly, red's just fitting because of... I'll say later.
I wondered if a performance from a celebrated musician such as Nereus.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. might not be fitting. Even were he to play all day and night, I doubt that anyone would tire of him.
Well, yeah, he's always playing the Ni no Kuni 2 score by Joe Hisaishi. I never get tired of that.
I would, man. See, look, Lofty looks so exasperated.
Yeah, but nobody
Yeah,
asked for your opinion, Lofty.
We're present to Dwibs. Here's a character to you, Dwibs. He's called Lofty. Just to you, Dwibs. Sign Hino.
Just don't feed it after midnight.
Your Majesty, we came here in search of High Higgledies. Why exactly am I being coerced into a consultation on the subject of my nuptials?
I think we know exactly why, Leander.
Because this is the closest you'll get to being married.
She seems very keen to hear what you have to say, though. Honestly, red would be fitting for the blood of all the innocents.
I cannot tell you how happy I am that we are to be wed at last. How long have I have awaited this day?
Oh, how wonderful for you, Leander.
She looks so happy about it.
You better take it, man.
Again, Shiro, that should be your clue as to whose memories are we tapping into. Exactly.
Bracket? No.
Yeah, I'm sure Bracken and this long history together. They're secretly BFFs.
Who are planning to marry each other, of course.
No, Joba.
They're just gals being.
No, Joba. They're Leaf Book friends. You know, they've met on Leaf Book, and.
Pedro.
The ring is something that Bracken threw into the sea long time ago. That's why it ended up there.
Pedro.
Makes sense.
Pedro says, when has that stopped shippers and or bad romance plots in movies?
Hey,
That's the same thing.
Implying that I'm saying otherwise, Dwibs?
Yeah, he's really not.
All right.
Let's move on.
Let's find some NPCs so we can get some extra context on this whole thing.
I think I know where the High Higgledy is, but I get the feeling it may not be the time to figure that out. Besides, even if it is where I think it is, we probably still have to solve the mystery of this memory maze.
Well, we've learned in the previous part that the High Higgledy is inside someone's heart, aka first game.
Exactly.
You play the first game, right?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Jova.
If Archon Leader were to wed Queen Nerea, he would become king, would he not? A Hydropolis with both king and queen? How wonderful!
Excuse me, man, but you got the name wrong. I mean, I know he's
Roland,
blind,
pay
but I'm trying to
attention.
remember his name.
I don't care. Remember, apparently Roland's reaction towards the whole dream affair is to mildly amusement at best.
That's why.
Remember, Teo, he's still kind of going off. Maybe this is all just a dream. Maybe I'm just dead or whatever.
Yeah. And again, so far for the rest of the world, he has processed it. Now it's like it's like one of my movies. But for this,
that's my headcanon.
Queen Nerea could do anything about all the other option in the end. I suppose there are limits to even a kingmaker's powers. Go ahead,
that's my headcanon for Lofty. According to Lofty, Leander is such this blank slate that you could call him anything.
Well, I'm pretty sure you were already doing that throughout this entire playthrough. Anyway.
Yeah, I'm rubbing it onto Lofty.
Of course, shifting blame. Tail, I guess? Go ahead.
Before the undersea volcano erupted, our kingdom was full of lush greenery, and now it's all gone. Oh, God.
I got a little history of how
How can I get?
I feel like that's a metaphor.
How can I get kids to get off my lawn if I don't have a lawn anymore?
I feel like that's a metaphor.
Don't worry, man. Just finally, I got it, man. Why don't you subscribe to Lofty Plus? That will help.
Lofty Plus.
Boy, what even is that, Lofty?
Hold on, shouldn't it be Fairy Ground Plus?
That's too long a name.
I don't know. I think
It's to be more marketable.
Lofty Plus is more marketable and punchy.
I guess. It is more to be warned that the wild creatures that way leave both despair and trails, and who's of the even should dispatch one know that it will soon be replaced by another, aka be quick about it.
all cartoons would be about fairies. I know some of them will look like me, but I promise I will not hog all the spotlight.
These are
About
the flan.
75%.
They're the flan class, and unfortunately, these don't have elemental weaknesses, meaning we have to try other methods of killing them effectively.
I've already got some big films planned for the service. I've got Lofty White and the Seven Fairies.
Oh, there you go. Relevant, stronger, people are
got,
detestable, destroy, erase.
I've got
That's a
Beauty
nightmare.
and the Bees.
Oh my.
What else would there be? Oh, I know. The black.
Notice the dark.
Actually, no, ignore that.
Notice the all dark effect. That's because right now I have a dark type sword on Evan, so he leaves that.
Yeah, I actually noticed that when I use these kind of swords, I believe these particle effects are particularly behind them.
It's a lot like it's a lot like Neopets on the PS2.
Oh no! Wait, I got my
There you
magnum
go.
opus.
I'm not sure what I mean. See, this is the best way of having hordes of enemies. Basically, just use a black hole to push them all into one spot, so you can basically whack them all in one.
Again, it's like the magnet spell in Kingdom Hearts 2.
Exactly.
I've got my big idea for the service.
Oh, well,
Lofty and Leander's excellent adventure.
Well, that's exactly it. Like in the original release of Kingdom Hearts 2, the best way to grind up to level 100 was to go to the top of the Pride Lands.
Yeah,
and
and grind the propeller Artless.
Yeah, and you use magnet magic to destroy them all quickly. However, in the final mix version, they removed that.
I know. Actually, if I recall correctly, there was actually a good other spot, but I forgot. It's been a while.
Alright then, up we go!
Indeed.
Yeah, I've already made the TARDIS joke. So in we go into
the unknown.
Into the
When-
unknown.
When don't we go into that, Evan?
Shiro, please.
Leander, my love, perhaps we should hold the ceremony in a beautiful shrine, such as this one.
Okay, now this is time. Okay, now
I guess Nerea is a big.
Absolutely, I approve.
I guess Nerea is a big fan of JRPG Dungeons too.
I guess. But
She has a huge appreciation for the
Even-
fine
even so-
architecture of JRPG Dungeons.
even so, it looks a bit bare. Goodness, add some things to it.
you
You
know,
probably will.
like I said, it's fitting. The red dress represents the blood of the innocent, and this is the perfect place to punish her for her sins.
Perhaps it is her in herself that has found its way here. Perhaps it is my own memory of her once upon a time.
Nah, you don't say.
Time when she was able to forget her role as ruler and find in herself instead the carefree spirit of a young man, aka the young man he fell in love with when they were kids.
And yet she still looks as old as she was as ruler. Weird.
Well, remember, like, it was because of him being the only one left who knows how she was when she was young that he devoted to her, because he deep down he's the only one who knows that of the pure-hearted young maid that still lives somewhere inside the queen before her redemption.
But this shrine is swarming with monsters, is it not?
Oh, don't let that
You
stop
don't
you.
say.
They add to the atmosphere, I guess.
Yes.
Well, it wouldn't be much of a JRPG dungeon without monsters. So.
Mystic
Again,
Quest.
it's just weird that she looks exactly the same age as she does
Okay,
as
let
a
me rephrase that.
ruler.
Okay, let me rephrase that. A competently made JRPG dungeon.
Then there is only one thing for it. You must eliminate them for me.
Jeez, you're
Every
playing.
single
Of
one.
course, put all the
Jesus.
work on the groom.
Jeez, you're playing hard to get, aren't you?
Damn straight.
I get it was maybe Leander is the kind of guy who likes those who are play hard to get, because
He's
it makes it all more
whipped.
fun, I guess.
I don't get it myself, but yeah.
well, there's each one with their own tastes, I guess. So.
Come, surely I can ask that much of my future king. I will await word of your success up ahead.
It's a shame knowing because we know later down the line they're gonna have that BS law anyway, so poor Leander is gonna go bone dry.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah. Allow me to remind you, that's when you think about it, that's kind of you were talking about implications to Teo. Well, let's think about this. For years, Leander has gone, as Jova just said, bone dry.
Poor
Yep.
bastard.
Yes, for decades.
It
actually,
says
for
something.
centuries.
He lives in the place called Hydropolis, yet he's got to be thirsty as all hell.
That's Steve
Exactly.
Joe.
Yeah, see. Anyway, sure.
She's burped.
She's,
Kinda...
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Kind of used to getting her own way.
Go on, Dibs.
It's Leander speaking now. So.
The true queen would never act so thoughtlessly. I suspect someone else's memories are mixed up in this.
You're funny, Leander.
Teo?
Teo?
Sorry. Well, we're memory lane. Anything can happen, right?
Although I do remember her showing flashes of such a self long ago. Flashes that I found inexplicably adorable.
Oh, we know exactly the reason why. And I'm just a kid.
Go ahead, Teo.
Uh-huh. You're a dork, Leander.
Yes, there is something in such willful behavior that I cannot help but admire. See, there you go, Dibs. Each with his own fetish, I guess.
His fetish is
Please.
confidence.
There's things I'd happily go to be grave not knowing, curse you.
Well spoken.
I love Tony's
It's like she's going to throw up.
Yeah, again, don't corrupt the child.
And Bracken's just kind of like, he did judge him.
Whatever.
Wow, we've learned quite a lot today. Let's move on.
I do like this.
As far away from here as possible.
In the main campaign, it was implied, but I do like how in this particular Mary Lane we get a definite story confirmation that despite being refined and whatever, Leander has a secret
He's thirsty as all hell.
Yeah.
Queen Nerea and Archon Leander would often walk the shore together in the older days.
Isn't it Archon or is it Archon?
Arkham.
Yeah, experience from Corticate, it's Archon.
Okay.
Ron, please.
Archon Leander makes him sound like a robot. Also, stop moving about, man. That's very rude.
I guess this was playing for Shiro then. My bad.
Maybe they're sorry.
They will seek the prettiest seashells and present them to one another as gifts. Even from a distance, it was plain to see they made Her Majesty so happy.
Huh.
Okay, nice to know. Maybe they're like me because, fun fact, whenever I'm like in a waiting room or something, or like I'm waiting to be served somewhere or something, I very rarely stay still. I much prefer walking around because if I'm sitting still in the same place, it just bothers me. I need to be moving, So I can actually, I'm actually relating to the way the NPCs are programmed in this, actually. Like, for example, say I'm going to the DMV or something. Like, I cannot stay. Like, I have to stay. I have to stay in the line, but I try my best to move someone because otherwise I'll go nuts. Shiro is.
Oh. I have been asked to design Queen Nerea's wedding dress. It is a great honor, of course, but also a great responsibility. I struggle to think of anything else.
Yeah, that's the next story, but the wall is more interesting.
It is so sad seeing all this work going to waste because something's going to happen that's going to lead to the ultimate blues balling.
Well, Joe, it's not like the wedding dress can't be kept, huh?
Oh God, she puts it on the roleplay.
Look at the bright side, Jova. Now that we have, especially now that we have final, actual, proper story confirmation instead of an implication, we now know that Leander has the will of a fucking monk because he went 300 years without nothing.
Well, to be fair, when you live in a kingdom that threatens you with grave punishment if you fall in love, you kind of tend to learn will the hard way, both figuratively and literally. That's when me time is important.
Yeah, but that's the thing, though. I mean, most. Hold on, I might as well. Who's this? I guess I'll go to this one. Oh no, this is Jova. Actually, go ahead, Jova.
Would you believe? And I am over 3 centuries old, and I have never even knew it. And then it is true that beauty comes with age. The suitors will come flocking to my door, I'm sure of it. I am immortal!
Sure.
Sorry, but no longer, Elena.
Still, though, 300 centuries old and I still look good.
True.
That's got to
That's
count for
because
something.
But that's because time has been stopped in Hydropolis for 300 years. That's why nobody aged, so it doesn't
Still,
count.
though, it counts for something.
I guess. Oh yeah, another thing. When you're exploring these memory lanes, make sure you explore them well because there are treasure chests with manuals in them. So, again, you need every point you get so you can get more customizable with your martial methods, which will give you again, trust me, like, every point counts when you finally decide to tackle the Soloseum Slog Golden Trophy. So, yeah. I mean, it still boils down to how good you are at playing the game, but obviously you need all the help you can get.
Unless you're one of those guys who likes to go through it Nuzlocke style.
What's that? Sorry, I'm afraid I'm not familiar with that.
It's a self-imposed challenge in an RPG. Basically, it originates from the Pokemon term Nuzlocke challenge.
Oh, okay, I think I've heard of it.
It's for people who hate themselves.
Yes.
Basically, Pedro, for example, Everglow takes on your Zoro, level 1 and everything.
Zoro. But yeah. Alright, this one is Reptile and weak to wind. Quick, carry on, Jabba, just carry on.
Yeah, basically, it's sort of like what Everglow does when he puts those self-imposed handicaps on himself here and there. Basically, a Nuzlocke thing is that, but you go through the entire game like that. If you lose, you gotta go right back to the beginning.
Or more traditional JRPGs where are stuff like the No Sphere Grid, the Profanity 10, or the 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, 3, or Final Fantasy 12, for example.
Alpharad actually recently attempted a Nuzlocke challenge, a Nuzlocke style challenge in Smash Bros. Ultimate's World of Light campaign as well. Basically in the sense where he would get to use each fighter until they eventually went.
Gotta be honest, Joe, it was kind of painful to watch.
Oh, that ending. He gave it the honest college try. Made it to the final round.
All right. So unfortunately, we don't have the game. There's not that powerful of wind spells in the game. Like at least not on the color of Astro or even Star. However, here's a fun fact that the game doesn't tell you. You have to figure out through experimentation. Monsters that are weak to wind also are weak to thunder. Trust me, that hint will be very useful when you go into the Soloseum slot.
Oh boy, it's one of these.
Yeah, it's a serpent.
Be gone, invaders.
Yeah, whatever. Point off. That's a bomb.
So as you can see, it's basically a spirit bomb. However, here's the problem again. Much like the Wizard's Companion, when you're charging, you're completely defenseless. So obviously, you have to be careful. Like, do you want to risk building it up more and be hit and having the whole thing cancel? So again, it's all about once again careful positioning and taking a risk, or rather maybe you want to play it safe and just string a small ball.
It pretty much is the spirit bomb, like I said.
Yeah.
Bing!
Alright. Now that I've shown it off, let's go back to my usual strategy.
Especially because, it did some damage, but not that much.
Come on, come above ground and fight.
Alright. Okay. And there we go. Oh, fuck.
Ah, he dove underground.
Indeed.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, it's... Oh, there you go. Now is a good time. Let's try this again. Stringer, there we go.
It's back up on his feet again. Oh, it's tail.
So have I missed them?
Me fighting this giant snake.
Okay.
And I showed off the spirit bomb as well.
Yo, figures, Joe, I don't understand why they didn't change the name of the Kamehameha, but they did it for the Genki Dama into Spirit Bomb.
I guess because, the name Spirit Bomb technically does work better with context.
Not to mention, Teo, here's the thing. The Kamehameha is very linked to the way the expect is executed, because the Spirit Bomb is just that, it's just them collecting energy. Whereas the Kamehameha, the characters actually scream the word when they use it. So you kind of have to keep the name as it is. If you change it to a different word, it wouldn't work with the lip sync.
I suppose, but isn't it like, if I recall correctly, it is still a thing where in Dragon Ball everyone call out their special attacks at least for 90% of the time.
Usually they go with something that matches the syllables.
But it's
so.
that is but it's nowhere near as prominent. By far and far the most prominent one is the Kamehameha wave. Especially because usually you always see like a close shot of the character's face,
Yeah.
So it's much harder to come up with one that when it's something like let's say Kaioken, for example. Although what's the Japanese name for? Is it still Kaioken as well?
Yeah, it's Kaioken. Yeah.
Okay.
So
and
they
remember
kept that too.
And remember doing the iconic beam struggle between Vegeta and Goku in the Saiyan Saga. Well, basically, we even had that big shot of Goku's face saying "Kaioken times 4." So again, when it comes to those particular attacks, it's better to just keep the name as they are. However, for something like the Spirit Bomb, where they very rarely actually say the name in a close-up or something, that works a lot better. It depends on the context of each specific attack.
And like I said, Spirit Bomb in a way sort of fits the term a bit better.
Well, it is technically the name, so it's not like we completely change it.
That too.
It's more like we did more like a literal translation. Oh my!
And now change the scenery. What devil is this? Hydropolis? Overrun with monsters? Could this have happened?
It's almost like we're in your dreams.
More memories.
Where is she? Your Majesty? Your Majesty?
I can't see her anywhere nearby. Lofty? Can you sense her?
It cuts me to the quick to see this place invaded, even in the land of dreams. Her Majesty may be in grave danger. I know that she's technically a memory, but I still want to help her.
Well then, let's hurry up and find her. Come on, Lofty.
Alright, let's go then.
I don't understand why we're doing this, but okay.
Just roll with it.
Remember, Lofty, we're here to find a high Higgledy.
We're Higgledy heroes.
Yeah, what Evan said. Too.
I think it's a woman, though. I don't know.
No, it's Forky's too.
No, okay. Sorry, my bad. Please, you must help defeat us these monsters, and be sure to not waste anyone meat.
Wait,
remember,
what?
Teo, he's the guard. Remember, Teo, he's the Hydropolis guard who, after Thomas left the kingdom to join us, the girls, instead of chasing him, started to chase him instead.
Wait.
Queen Nerea is always urging to make most of the adverse circumstances. What better way to respond to this girl's predicament than to, well, take the meat from these?
Uh-huh.
Yes, Jova?
For a moment I thought I played that guy, but I think I played the first one who got chased.
Yeah, you played Thomas, actually. Okay, so this one is a fairy type, and she's weak to fire. Okay, which fortunately Evan has a very powerful fire spell that I can use for this occasion.
Get Charizard.
Sorry, Dwebs. You're thinking of the wrong Ni no Kuni game. That's the first one.
Come forth, Blue Eyes White Dragon. Oh, wait.
If it help, or maybe just wait till Ni no Kuni Crossroads comes out, because since that one is apparently bringing back the familiars.
Even better, why don't we get a flamethrower and just burn them all?
Because we're in a fantasy medieval world and there's no flamethrowers, unless it's Broadleaf. Maybe Broadleaf has.
Even the gun seems to operate more on laser technology rather than.
I thought you were gonna say the word on love.
No. Well. There is an image. There is an image that I will post maybe later in the chat that it's a gun that because it heals in reverse.
Well, Dibs, how about this? Flamethrowers need love, like everything else.
Oh boy, not really looking like a fairy, that nightmare.
Your Majesty, you are unharmed? Sure.
There you are, Leander. You really never stop thinking of me, do you?
Oh
well,
boy.
she's not wrong.
Well, yeah, I've been waiting for 300 years. I think I've earned it at this point.
No, it goes like Eve, wanneer zeg maar Adam-esque, dan is in the Automata. You're thinking how much you wanna fuck, Nerea, don't you?
How could I, my queen?
That's an actual question, by the way, what happened there.
I remain in Kiev in service for now, but should I ever hear that you are in danger, though we be at opposite ends of the world, in different worlds entirely even, I will find you. Always.
Oh, I like that line from Once Upon a Time.
What is that, Evan?
Oh, it's a Disney show.
Forgive me, Leander.
But I've led you into a trap.
No,
You die. You die
you,
here
Leander.
now.
That would be a complete betrayal to her character. Anyway, what have I to forgive?
I have been having doubts.
Oh no, don't do this to me, Nerea.
I'm not too
Are
far.
you
off, am I?
serious?
I don't think I was too far off too.
No, hold on.
Well, maybe
I know.
maybe the giant pterodactyl nightmare behind her has to do something with it.
There you go.
Though I would dearly love to marry you and begin a life together, we both know that to do so will cause Hydropolis to fall.
So basically, this memory is a manifestation of Leander's own personal regret for dooming his kingdom to death, basically. I mean, don't get me wrong, we have an evacuation plan, but it still hurts to have your home destroyed, of course.
What's that line that Kirk says in Star Trek 6? Like, why contain it?
Let them die.
Yeah,
Let them die.
I think so.
Sure.
And though I felt sure before that this was for the best, though my people knew full well what I had decided, and had only kind words to offer.
They told me to fuck off and just destroyed it themselves anyway.
But I just said they only had kind of words to offer.
Yeah, but those were just. Yeah, but they were just pretending. Behind their backs, they were snickering, saying,
Someone
"This
get the
is queen
fairy
is-"
out of here.
I mean,
Yeah.
you do realize you were telling people not to have sex, right? Just saying, I mean...
That's a lot of pent-up tension throughout 300 years.
Yeah.
I don't want any more of them prats around.
Okay, go ahead.
The more the preparations have progressed, the more I fear that my decision was the wrong one.
Also, yeah, the whole reason behind this because Nerea hates children.
Ouch.
Jesus.
That would explain a lot.
That's why there's no love in the kingdom. She hates children.
Also, Shira, let's not forget that horny boy who got his heart broken. So again, this is just yeah.
Whose watch is still going?
His.
No, it's part of the. Remember, this is the trial of knowledge music. Anyway.
Yeah, but there's a
But
ticking
I'm
clock.
selfishly pursuing my own happiness at the expense of others.
Well, yeah, that's unfortunately something that's gonna. Unfortunately, there's no make everybody happy solution to this problem. So.
Actually, there is. Abandon the town.
Well, that's the thing, Joe. But abandoning the kingdom is not. Who's to say everybody agrees with this?
Needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few.
Also, better alive than somewhere else. You know, just saying.
This is what troubles you. Where now is the selfish and willful queen we saw before, huh?
Off in Feathersland.
You ask that like it's a bad thing?
Hold on, let him. You need not worry. I know full well the cause of your apprehension.
She's afraid of commitment.
Remember, this is technically this is technically Leander talking to himself because this queen is a manifestation of his memory.
Yeah.
It is entirely usual for doubt to creep as the day of the wedding approaches. Your fears are far from out of the ordinary, and what is more, they will soon pass.
Gosh, is that true, Leander? Who told you that? Just asking for a friend.
Yes. I have carried out extensive research on the subject of marriage. The Morse populace proved a highly enlightening source of data on this most intriguing topic.
Evan, I know who told him that. His sad, pathetic dark side of himself.
Hey, research is good, right? Go ahead, Shiri.
Oh yeah, you did ask me about sky pirate weddings a while back.
This is how Leander solves his problems. Extensive research and study.
Sky pirate weddings. Now those are exciting.
It's a very good method. Let's face it.
So he had to go to the library and ask Bodley for specific information.
Oh dear.
Sure.
But don't you think it's a bit more likely that she's being brainwashed by that massive crow monster than that she's got a case of common or garden cold feet?
Oh yeah, we kind of forgot about that crow monster in the background.
Okay, so
cold feet okay, but common or garden?
I get it.
I mean, how round here
Isn't the phrase just common garden?
I mean, how round here in Britain, it takes a lot of other meaning because Cold Feet's the name of a TV program around here.
But cold feet. They could have just said cold feet.
maybe
Yes. That or her fear has created the monster. Either way, let's just beat it up already.
Regardless of the cause, Her Majesty is in danger. That creature must be destroyed.
Oh, so now you notice that.
Yeah, it's kind of just been standing there.
Let me look it up.
Girls and girls were food for nightmares.
Were you supposed to have a character, Mr. Crow Monster?
Fuck you, die. Oh shit, I'm dead.
Well, very well then. You can die.
That's your character, to be dead.
To be or not to be, and he chose not to. Alas,
I could only
poor Crow
find-
Monster. I knew him well.
I could only find causes of
For a minute.
common cold feet. Huh. Whatever.
That's
Hello.
that's a thing.
That's
Oh,
a
there you
Kingdom
go.
Hearts pose, if ever I've seen one.
Uh-huh.
Heber the hopeful.
Well, I knew it. It
Look
was...
at that. It's hope. Another emotion from the first game.
Hope, everyone's favorite Final Fantasy 13 character.
Whoops. Sorry.
Jova.
Jova.
It's from Leander. His hope has come out lightly.
All right. Time for backstory, kind of. Not really, but yeah. The day all Hydropolis has long awaited is here at last. The day of Queen Nerea's marriage to Archon Leander.
Oh god, he got blue balls at the altar.
Remember, this is all for him, which means this is kind of his dreams for the future of sorts. Her face aglow, she tells her beloved of her joy at this happy occasion finally having come to pass.
But...
In return, he tells her of his joy and at her previous doubts having faded away.
Why does there have to be a butt, Jova? Wait, this is Hino.
Yes, exactly.
Don't worry, Shiroi, this one will end fine. But then he lowers his voice. Forgive me for ruining the mood, but this is all merely an illusion. The dream of a memory lane.
There's the butt. Damn, cock-blocked by a dream.
At this, Nerea fixes him with a steely gaze.
No
By the way,
excuses!
Jova, you would be Nerea for this part, just for the sake of easy convenience. Go ahead.
I know.
She mutters through gritted teeth.
I thought you might benefit from a little practice. When your current duties are done, I will be expecting the greatest wedding the world has ever seen. Now go out there in the real world and show the real me a true good time. A wedding that will put this paltry fantasy to shame.
Wow. Leander's jaw tightens, and he nods his head in obedient assent.
Yep, we all know who wears the
My
pants
dream
in
wedding
this.
would look like, so I can tell you that shit, and then we need to do it over.
Even as he does so, Leander's eyes alight on the tiny shell ring on Nerea's little finger. He stares at it for a moment in disbelief.
Oh, now I see where this is going.
Down.
No, it's so damn obvious. They did it as kids.
Moving on. Jova.
Fool, have you forgotten? And after I searched for it so long... You truly mean to tell me that you do not remember the first gift you ever gave me?
Aw.
As kids.
It's just a ring.
But it's very special to her, Shiroi. It's her first gift from her boyfriend. So it's special.
Wow, so they've had...
Ring, so ordinary as it seemed, blah blah blah, was very special to her. Blah, blah, blah. but he can't be forgiven for forgetting. He has given her so many other gifts since then that to remember them all would be a feat of memory impressive even for him. But Nerea remembers all of them, it seems.
That's a prenup of over 300 years, damn it.
More than 10 rings besides this one, not to mention hair clips, necklaces, and other adornments too numerous to mention.
So she becomes the Mandarin?
Yes.
But this first gift is so precious to her that she has chosen it above all others, though it will no longer fit any but her smallest finger.
Aww.
Must have some small hands since even Evan couldn't fit it on.
And yet this and all other treasures gifts would be lost beneath the waves when the eruption of the undersea volcano is finally allowed to come to pass.
Yeah, hence why we need to get the hell out of there.
Don't worry,
No.
we're about to actually establish that we have an evacuation plan anyway. Though I am not my true self, though this place is... sorry, this is Nerea. Go ahead, Jova, sorry.
Though I am not my true self, though this place is little more than an illusion, still, it is my dearest wish that you take the ring with you.
Thank you. With these words, she entrusts him with her greatest treasure, and then her eyes glint with sudden mischief.
So is Evan and company seeing this all happen?
Pretty much.
Yes, they are.
The real me will of course be receiving a ring far grander than this, I am sure. Perhaps something the color and size of your magnificent eyes, my beloved.
Aww.
Aww.
She likes the colors of his eyes.
Lofty ran away and barfed.
Sure. Be sure to get the popcorns of cheese ball.
I wonder what Rowan thinks of this.
After all, a queen deserves only the grandest and greatest of rings. Would you not agree?
Actually, I think Nerea said that.
Was it?
I
Yeah.
don't know.
Such willfulness surely does not befit one of your station, my queen. Yet, I cannot help but rejoice at seeing you smile after so very long.
Yeah, what happened to the parts where they say the names of who's speaking in a minute?
I'm guessing, yeah,
It's similar to the text adventure
I think
style of the first Nier, where it's more like reading actual narration, so the dialogue
it's like
doesn't
you're reading
have.
a book. Yeah, it seems.
Yeah.
It seems like. I thank you from the bottom of your heart for allowing one such as myself the honor of becoming your king, and far more importantly, your eternal companion. All has come to pass exactly as she had hoped it would.
I imagine Lofty would be the kind to cry at weddings, despite anything he may say.
When
Yeah.
Evan and his friends had first come to Hydropolis, she believed him to be the agent of a rival realm, bent on exposing her own nation's greatest secret.
We don't
So
allow
basically, so that-
sex!
Yeah, this is the extra bit that serves to explain a bit to what was going on.
And if the means by which she delayed the realm's doom had come to light, Hydropolis' end would not have been long in coming. So basically, she wanted to keep the secret just so she could stay with Leander, because remember, But Evan had come to ask for her cooperation, not to seek her downfall. And that's when things changed,
Everything changed when Evermore came to negotiate.
The Declaration of Interdependence and the hope for peace and prosperity that it brought convinced the Queen that this young king brought salvation, not destruction.
Imagine that the king ever coming by and say, "Oh, everyone, destroy the kingdom."
Maybe in an alternate dimension.
Nonetheless, she wished to
Possible.
test Evan's and her beloved's resolve. With this in mind, she set them the task of overcoming mighty Cetus.
Cetus.
Ah, get it? The super boss version of Cetus is Cirrus.
Nerea had decided that it was time at last to bring the never-ending state of stasis she had brought about to an end. Though hope remained strong in her heart, she had long since grown tired of holding back the inevitable.
And keeping people from fornicating their relationships.
Unfortunately for her, Leander's absence only served to present Doloran with an opportunity to steal her king's bonds. True.
Swiggy this booty.
Right
It's
when she was
coming
at her
for
most...
that.
ri-
King Lander
right-
booty.
Right when she was at... Well, remember, Leander was away at the time, so this is when she was at her most vulnerable.
Yeah.
Among other things.
Hoping to borrow Brainskinner's power, she had traveled to the king's cradle alone, determined that none but she should be put in danger where her attempts to go awry. Yeah. It's kind of interesting that the way that word is spelled.
Yeah.
Alas, after centuries of self-sacrifice, Nerea was no match for Doloran when he found her at the bottom of the abyss. The king's bond was cut, and its power bent to another purpose.
We all know that story.
Devastated by her failure, Nerea's heart was engulfed in a cloud of blackest despair which threatened to drive her from her senses. But then she witnessed the arrival of Evan and Leander. And at the mere sight of her beloved, the darkness cleared as if a ray of sunshine had reached her there. In the ocean's indigo depth.
Aw, the power of love.
Yeah, go ahead, Joel.
For a child to be born to us, my magic must be lost, and Hydropolis with it.
The Queen proclaims, though her face shows little trace of regret.
Yeah, it's definitely a
she
fair
actually does like
trade.
children.
I've decided that any child of ours must be brought up in Evermore.
She adds, in a tone which suggests that she will not be told otherwise.
Oh,
Also,
wow!
I'm sorry, she kept the white dress, alas.
Damn it.
Perhaps you might consider asking King Evan for his permission first, my queen, Leander replies, though his smile somewhat undercuts the sternness of his words. There you go, see, he wrote this part like a book, basically.
Yeah.
I might. Any hope of our future lies in his fair kingdom, after all. Oh wow, my kingdom's going to have a lot of citizens. And there's going to be quite a baby boom, too.
Jova?
May the spirit of Hydropolis live on in the realm where all live happily ever after.
So there you go, confirmation that we're all going to evacuate to Evermore, basically.
If I recall correctly, boy, unfortunately you can't get that outfit for the Under.
I had thought that this memory lane to be one formed solely from Queen Nerea's thoughts and memories. But it seems I was wrong. It seems mine too played their part. So actually it's a combination of both, actually.
Well, the conductor did say that these keys are formed in places where all kinds of people's thoughts gather.
Where did everybody else go?
So, it's probably made up of hers and yours and all the people of Hydropolis' hopes and dreams.
They're in Evan's dimensional pockets.
Yeah.
Oh, they got very drunk and passed out at the reception.
Yes.
If what we have seen here proves to be the lasting testament of the people of Hydropolis, I shall be able to end my days a very happy king indeed.
So it turns out most people would be okay leaving if it means that they can have some damn love. Wow.
Until that time, I remain your humble and grateful servant, King Evan.
Okay, you don't have to yell at me like that, though. Jesus, Leander, where'd that come from? Thank you, though.
He's excited.
Evan!
Well, we had better be getting back. For one thing, I have an enormous gem to find.
Oh
boy.
my!
Yeah, she said it. She's a material girl.
Living in a material world. We'll all do our best to help you.
How much is this going to cost?
Not enough.
No more of a 10,000 guilders.
Welcome back.
Wow, I just saw a lovely wedding that wasn't even real.
I see you've found another high Higgledy. Well done. Well done. Well
It turns out it was with us all along, and the friends we made along the way.
Oh, and I found out why they're called high Higgledies. They've been sniffing the Higgledy drugs again.
Get them to
My
rehab.
understanding of the world was deepened by this latest little adventure of it.
They've been sniffing the memory dust.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Even the hopes of those destined to leave the world still serve to shape.
Righto. So when you say our hearts make the world go round, you mean their hearts too.
Of
Very
course
good.
I
Well,
do.
Precisely, my boy. Precisely. Now,
Who should be the next to sit in the chair?
the high Higgledy of hope has been recovered, which leaves
The
4
electric
more,
chair.
Which means we'll have 4 more therapy sessions. I
Oh,
wonder who's the
God.
next character.
Why do I have
I
a
wonder who's the
feeling?
next character.
Why do I have a feeling one of them is
Yeah.
enrolling?
Yeah, what I love about the way this expansion is structured, he was basically going through the list. Okay, what character am I going to flesh out more next?
I was about to mention the way we're structured and all. It's a more I think I mentioned this when I actually streamed the game and I was talking with you, Pedro. It's a more refined take on the Drigellum quest obtaining near the end of the galaxy. You do a very sort of similar thing where you go through different parts of the final dungeon, one of the final dungeons, and each of them takes one of your character, puts them through living one of their deepest memories where they deepen their character, and afterward you get an object, in this case a Drigenu, like a sphere, that represents a part of their emotions.
They clean, they organize, they deliver, and all to keep a mouse-heated place running smoothly.
Well, this one's easy.
Boy, yeah. All
the
right.
maidservants of Ding Dong Dell Castle.
Be ready, Jova and the others. Next time he's about to talk about Aranella.
Yeah, we're going to expand upon Aranella. If it's not what you think the answer might be, then why not cast Materialize and see? Ha, I rhymed. I shall look forward to learning what form our key will take this time.
Boo, you didn't rhyme that bit, though.
Bad form, indeed.
0 out of 10.
If you're going to rhyme, either do it all the time or not at all. Otherwise, you don't want to end up like North, do you?
White versus Libs.
Oh god, he's got a point.
If you don't want to rhyme, then write a haiku.
Where it's not a musical, yet they have a musical song in it, and it's not even a good song at that.
Well, we'll see you for the next part, folks.
See ya.
See ya.
See ya.
Ja.